Hey everybody, it is Eric. I am back to talk about everybody's favorite Latinx Star Wars character. Yes, Cassian Andor, Casa, Juan Solo, and in this episode, simply Clem. Yeah, he's gonna go by Clem. I don't know about that. I'm a little under the weather, and I'm not sure. I didn't do the Han Zorro shtick today because some of you didn't like it. Reindeer Project, he said keep it serious, Eric. But WG kind of was a fan of Han Zorro, so I don't know. Let me know in the comments. You want to bring Han Zorro back? And WG is a fan of, Presidente Grant, and so is Han Zorro, so I'm leaning toward WG's side of things. I don't know. Let's talk about episode 4 called Aldhani. So Aldhani is just the planet that Luthen is going to take Casa to this episode. And because there's going to be a heist on this planet. And we'll get to that. But the big issue, the big thing I wanted to talk about is ask you guys this. Is Cassian Andor boring? I'm starting to think it is. Last week, I was excited. I watched 3 hours of it. I think it was my hot take that I'm like, okay, the actors are better. It looks marvelous. It looks fantastic. And the writing is pretty good. These people are saying some interesting things to each other, and there's a subtext to what they're saying, and the dialogue seems true to the Star Wars universe. So I got kind of excited, like, oh, this is going to be good and stuff. But I've watched a 4th hour now with Aldhani, and there's no shooting and no action. We just meet new people again. And there's another show that for week after week, we meet new people again, and that's called Rings of Power. Now, Rings of Power, the writing is terrible. I don't think it looks very good. I don't think the actors are very good. So it's a big difference here between Andor and the Rings of Power. But I'm starting to think, like, what are we doing here? It's 4 hours into this episode. Yes, we meet Mon Mothma. Yes, she's good. And yes, on Aldhani, Cassian Andor is going to join a group of very diverse people, and they're going to go over a plan to steal something from an Imperial base. Where have I heard that before? And, you know, they have a little model, and they're going to, oh, we're going to go here and steal this, and I'm still not quite sure what they're stealing. Is it money? Is it an item? We'll get into that. But my concern is this show boring? It's well done, but is it boring? It might be boring. And I've been asked by many of you who aren't watching it yet, Eric, do you recommend it? And I'm going to say no, not yet. Not yet. I just, I think it might be a little boring. Let me know what you guys think. All right, so we start off in the Luthen's spaceship with Cassian Andor. They're hitting the hyperdrive switch, and into hyperdrive they go. I like the ship. I like the sound design. These are 2 great actors, Diego Luna and Stellan Skarsgård. Stellan Skarsgård is fantastic, and he's kind of like carrying the show right now, in my opinion, and we'll get to why. He plays like 2 characters in this episode. Very, very cool. He's basically telling Cassian, listen, I came to Ferrix to get you. I know you fought on Mimban. Han Solo met Chewbacca on Mimban in that Solo movie, that Muddy Planet. Interesting. He gives Cassian some med nog for his injuries. I need some med nog for whatever's going on in here. I was kind of jealous about that. But he came for him, and he makes him an offer. Listen, this is your chance to stick a stick in the eye of the Empire. It's 5 days, big stakes, big danger, a prepped team, a good plan, survive and deliver, and you get 200,000 credits. And they're going to steal the quarterly payroll for an entire sector. Yeah, Andor's like, I think I'm just going to run and live. But eventually he gives in, and here we go. All right, and then we're going to go to Coruscant, which is really cool. And this show basically has 3 locations. I mean, we're on Luthen's ship, and I love the look of that. And then when we go to Coruscant, holy hell, Coruscant's never looked better. I think it was like raining, and it looks like a real city for the first time. Very, very cool. So I like cutting to that. And then when we cut to Aldhani, it's a planet with like lush forests. So I like every time they switched, the locations were very, very different. Okay, we're on Coruscant, and we meet the folks at the Imperial Security Bureau. Basically, Imperials in their white outfits. And I always liked the white coat version of the Imperials. And we meet this guy, Partagaz. I don't know his title, but he's in charge of this group of Imperials. And he's basically calling them all out and saying, you suck, you suck, you suck. And then there is this young lady, blonde Imperial called Deidre. And she establishes that she is not afraid to speak up when called for. And we meet Blevin, and Blevin is in charge of Ferrix. And so he is going to investigate what Juan Solo, Cassian Andor, did on Ferrix, killing those 2 guards. So he's investigating that. And then we also meet this guy for like a split second, Young. And he's going to increase the security on Scarif. But we all know, whatever he did, it wasn't enough. All right, so we're landing on Aldhani with Andor and Luthen. And Luthen says, you got to change your name. So Andor chooses the name Clem. Sure, okay. And then Luthen gives him a Kyber crystal. Just sort of loans him it. It's collateral. And says, don't accept anything less than $50,000 if you sell that. And I'm thinking, easily that's $500 at Galaxy's Edge. They're going to sell that crystal, right, from Andor. It's probably already on the shelf there. And then this hippie lady comes to the ship. Her name is Vel, and she is very, very upset. She meets Luthen, but she's upset that now she has to take on, what, a 7th member? A new member of the crew? This guy called Clem. All right, Sergeant Blevin goes to Ferrix, and he's yelling at Karn and Mosk and the other guy. I forget his name. And basically, he says, you're all fired. Karn is fired. Marlana is going to be under Imperial authority. And then we move to Vel and Cassian Andor, and they're walking on Aldhani, and it looks gorgeous and beautiful, very lush. And this is where I'm not so sure. Are they stealing money, or are they robbing an Imperial garrison of a certain item or items? I'm not exactly sure, but it looked great. All right, we have a bunch of little short scenes, so I'll try to knock this out. Luthen arrives at Coruscant, and we see him changing his outfit, putting on something more opulent. Is that the right word? I don't know. I'm going to use that word a lot. Something nice and royal looking, and he puts on like a wig, and then he does like this gesture that he, like an actor would. He's getting into a new role, and I thought that was like a subtle little thing he did, but I really liked it. I mean, Stellan Skarsgård, the guy can act. What can I say? So very cool. And then we cut back to Deidre, our female Imperial officer, and she discovers a star path was on Ferrix. And so she's asking Blevin about Ferrix and needs the files on Ferrix, but Blevin, that's in his territory, and he won't give it to her, and she's getting mad, and she says, I'm going to go to the boss, and he says, well, you go ahead to the boss. Again, it's a good scene. It's well written, and it's setting up Deidre basically as someone who's trying to, solve the problem, do the right thing. Cassian meets the diverse crew that's going to steal things from this Imperial garrison. I liked, their guns were like AK-47s. I mean, I was like, did they change anything on it? I mean, it's very subtle if they did, but they're basically AK-47s. But it does give them that, I don't know, mercenary look. So it looked kind of cool. And Vel just bosses everybody around, our hippie lady. Karn arrives at Coruscant, and he's very sad. And again, Coruscant looks fantastic. And I really liked when he got in this elevator, and he takes the ride down to the lower levels of Coruscant, right? I just thought that looked so cool. And we find out he's there to return home to his mother, who slaps him and then yells at the neighbor. All right, next up is my favorite scene of the episode. We meet Mon Mothma. She arrives in a big fancy car with the driver in front of Luthen's artifact shop. When Luthen isn't being a spy and acting one way, he puts on the wig and the clothes, and he's all suave, and he's selling artifacts. How cool is that? And in the shop, I was looking. I saw a Wookiee helmet. I saw Mando armor. Did you guys see anything else that I missed? Let me know in the comments. But her and the driver come in, and Luthen's assistant knows what to do, distract the driver. They don't trust the driver. The driver has been assigned to her, probably by Palpatine. So they got to distract him. And Mon Mothma saying, I need something for my husband, a present for my husband. And Luthen's like, oh, come back here. I've got something back here. And Claire distracts the driver. And when Mon Mothma and Luthen get in the back, that's when they both switch back to that spy mode, and they're like talking about funding the plan. And I guess it's the plan that Andor is on, the mission. But yeah, talking about funding the plan. And Mon Mothma has someone new that she wants to bring into the inner circle, and Luthen is not sure about that. But then she says, it's my life on the line actually first. I'm the one that's going to get it first if we all get found out. And I'm thinking, who's the new guy? Is it Saul Guerrera? Is it Bail Organa? You don't want to bring Bail Organa into the mix, maybe, because he's a little sloppy with his communications to Obi-Wan Kenobi. You can easily trace that stuff. So I don't know. But yeah, they're doing that. And then when they're done with the spy talk, you know, they click right back into the, oh, I'm the senator, and oh, I'm the artifact dealer. So I thought that was really, really cool. All right, next we meet Lieutenant Gorn on Aldhani, and he is an Imperial double agent that's going to help Cassian Andor's crew break into this Imperial garrison. We go to Mon Mothma's home, and holy hell, it is absolutely gorgeous. Just white, beautiful set. It's a gorgeous set, and I loved how they had, like, I don't know if it was marble or something mixed in with like the organic like tree branches and blossoms. I don't have the words to describe how beautiful that set was. It was incredible. So Mon Mothma's husband, Perrin, is setting up for a dinner party to happen that night. And Mon Mothma is very, very upset because, number one, she forgot about it. And number two, the people coming over are her political opponents. And they don't like her, she says. So she's very, very upset about that. But oh well, at least it didn't say like Darth Vader on the list when they were listing the names. So it could be worse. All right, then we go back to Aldhani, and Vel goes over the plan to rob the garrison. She's got her little model, and she's saying, we're going to go here and here and here. And we learn that there is some event on this planet that happens so many years that the natives like celebrate. So it's going to be a diversion. So while the diversion's going on, they're going to go into the garrison. I wasn't catching all of that, so if you want to clarify that for me in the comments, feel free. I'm just hoping our heroes like don't dress up in stormtrooper gear or Imperial gear and that doesn't quite fit and just walk into the garrison. We've seen that in many Star Wars movies. Like, it feels like every Star Wars movie. So hopefully they do something different. Then we go to Deidre, the Imperial, the blonde hair, and she goes to Partagaz saying, listen, Blevin won't let me have access to Ferrix. There was a star something there, and I should have access to do my job. And Partagaz sides with Blevin, doesn't side with her. So, And the show ends with Cassian Andor studying the plan. He has some late night studying to do. And that's it. All right, so that's it. 4 hours in to Cassian Andor. I mean, we're meeting a lot of people. We're seeing a lot of beautiful places. There's something about a plan to rob something from the Imperials. I mean, do I care? I don't know. I'm kind of like on the fence. It's beautiful to look at, and I like watching these actors act, but I don't know. I mean, I do feel like I'm in the Star Wars universe when I watch the show. That's because it looks great. It's good writing. The characters are good. The actors are good. But I feel like it could be boring. Like, this is Cassian Blandor. I'm going to keep watching, but some of you have said, Eric, are you recommending this yet? I can't recommend it yet. I don't know. I don't know if I'm invested on where this is all going. I think it might turn out good, but a little bit boring, guys. All right, let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm just saying. I like it. It's not painful, but I'm just saying. Let me know in the comments what you guys are thinking. I appreciate all your support. If you can like it and share it and all that good stuff, it'd be greatly appreciated because YouTube is not sharing my videos. It's clear in my little analytics that something's going on there. But I appreciate your support. Tomorrow is She-Hulk Day. So I'll see you tomorrow. I'll get up early for that one. All right, everybody, have a great day, great week. I will see you very soon, and I will see you on the new.